Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be reacting to an FGO AMV. This is Ordeal Call 1 Paper Moons AMV, and I will be reacting to it because I recently completed Ordeal Call 1. Obviously I cannot get spoiled now, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm ready to react to all the AMVs like I usually do after completing like one main story, campaign, chapter, whatever you call them. I react to the related AMVs, and these were recommended to me. So I have 3 recommendations currently. This is the first one, and there's a few others. And this is called A Stain, and this is from the FGO channel in itself. So this is, you can call this an official AMV, I think, So I'm looking forward to this one, because I think I've never really reacted to an official AMV made by FGO in itself. I think this is the first time, so I'm looking forward to what they have made, and yeah, so let's do it. Now, as always, the original link will be in the description box if you want to check the original video out, and the audio will be muted because this is a song, so there will be trouble. I cannot put the audio in it. My whole video will get blocked, so the audio will be muted, and that is why I will give the timestamp in the progress bar. You can sync the video that you will be my reaction video to the original video if you want to watch my reaction alongside the music as well. Go to the link is in the description and sync your video to my reaction, and yeah, then you can watch it. You can watch it together. So right, let's get started. Now I will react to the other 2 AMVs that have been recommended to me as well. Eventually, like when I get time again, I'll react to another one. If you have any other AMV recommendations you want to give me for Ordeal Call 1, you can do so in the comment section. Just type in the name and I'll check them out. All right, so let us get started then. So this is called 8 Stain lyric video. Here we go. Okay. Oh, they're showing the master servant duos. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, so this song I've heard this song. This is the official song of Ordeal Call 1, right? Yeah. Okay. Look at, oh my god, look at Bluebeard's face. Right. Yep. Yeah, I've heard this song before. Okay. Nice. Obviously, I cannot read the lyrics because I don't know Japanese, or I cannot read Japanese. But yeah. Oh boy, Bhima and Sereje. I have to say the master servant pairs were really well. I'll talk about it later. Oh, they're also showing the AIs as well. That's nice. Related to each region. That's okay. That's quite nice. I like that. Right. Okay. It was really nice to see, like, oh boy. I was literally saying that Medusa and Sakura, as a pair again after Fate Stay Night, like, so long. Okay. Oh, this is the, wait. Oh, damn. And obviously Rani. Dust of Osiris, then obviously Durga and Kali. Okay. Alright, so shit, they're like showing like the whole thing, what happened throughout the whole snippets of it. This part was really cool. The section where they introduced Kali, that was really well done. I genuinely did, when I saw it for the first time in JP, when I reacted to the snippet of the clip, I was really impressed by the way they did Kali's introduction. Like, in no way was I expecting something like this from FGO. Oh wow. Rewind back. Yep, we're rewinding back again. Hmm. Okay, is that it? I think, yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. All right, there you go. So that was A Stain, which is the song, the official song of Ordeal Call 1, and this is the official lyric video or AMV, whatever you call it, um, for this Ordeal Call. Now, yeah, I really liked it. Obviously this is like this official channel doing it, so they had a lot of things like they did. For example, I liked how they did the whole 3D map. They kind of showed the whole map in a proper way. Then they kind of showed the different AIs along with the different regions that they are, like they're connected to. We saw the characters and the masters and the servants together, all those things. Small snippets of the story, the major parts of the story. For example, Medusa, like Sakura's, Sakura dying, that part. Then we had the whole, what's his name? Prince of Landing. I forgot his name in the ordeal call. I'm forgetting the name. Anyways, I'm going to call him Prince of Landing. His section where we saw what happened. His whole section where Zoken made him. Yeah. So that part, all those things. Then obviously, Durga, and then Kali's introduction. Really well done. And yeah, it was. I really liked it. This is like a really really professional and a really good AMV. Makes sense. Made by the devs themselves, I guess. Right. So now, a few things to talk about here. For obviously, I'm sure if you've watched my playthrough for Ordeal Call 1, you'll know what my impressions are about this. Yeah, it was quite good. I cannot really say this Ordeal Call was like phenomenal or anything, but it was very good. I really enjoyed myself. Maybe a little bit extra because I'm Indian, so seeing the whole Mahabharata, a few like stories, like few things from here and there, seeing Bhima, Duryodhana, like then of finally Durga, Kali, all of them at the same place. It was just like it was an experience. And yeah, so, and like I said, like I don't know. I never ever expected, like obviously we've had characters like Indian, like characters in FGO for a long time. Like we have Karna, we have like Arjuna and all of them. Like them, I can kind of expect. In no way, like 2 years ago, I would say when Durga was introduced, like for the first time, I I had no, like, in no way in my wildest dream I would have ever imagined that FGO is going to introduce Durga and Kali, because I don't know, I just didn't expect that. I was thinking like, oh, they're going to keep to like characters like Arjuna, like from maybe like characters from Mahabharata and all that, and that'll be it. And yeah, we have had Kama with us, we've had Parvati with us, but that'll be it. So I remember it before, like 2 years ago, before, like even before that, I've said multiple times in my a lot of other videos. I've said how I really wanted like Durga, like Durga or a Kali, not Kali. I said Durga, I think, yeah, like as a character, summonable pseudo servant, or Shiva. I've also said Lord Shiva, like as a summonable pseudo servant. So yeah, I remember 2 years ago when she was introduced, I was shocked. I was like, what am I? What is this? This is a dream? What? How in the hell? But yeah, like the way, and I remember reacting to like the snippet of where they introduced Goddess Kali, and that section. I remember reacting to that, and I was very much impressed because that section was really well done. That whole cinematic, small little section clip, and that was really well done. The whole them showing all the different hands and them showing Kali dancing and all that, beautifully done, and I was really impressed. So it was good to see that part, in the story in itself. It was an experience, even though I've already watched that part before while reacting 2 years ago in JP. But it was good to watch that here again. And yeah, I have to say, my obviously there was really good moments in in Ordeal Call 1, but the later half was obviously my favorite one, where they introduced Goddess Durga and Kali and all that stuff. But yeah, so like really good AMV. They really showed like the different characters of their their combis and everything. Obviously we have Dushala and Duryodhana, the main two of the whole story, the characters that we met for the first time, from the very beginning. And like it was interesting to see that Bhima wasn't really the person that, like, I don't know what I expected, but I thought like Bhima was going to be playing a more active role, because it is Bhima. So I was quite surprised to see that Duryodhana was actually the one who played the more active role. And I feel like this is something that FGO has done quite a lot of times. They always take the side of the like the losing side. Like I cannot really say underdog in this situation, because like the battle between like the Kauravas and Pandavas weren't really like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, just take the side of like the side that lost, that kind of thing. And I should have expected them actually showing like Duryodhana in a better light here, and they exactly did that. And yeah, like a lot of people said that, and I also 100% agree. I wasn't expecting Bhima to play such a, I wouldn't call it a minor role. He was there quite a bit, still, compared to Duryodhana, such a minor role. And at the same time, in no way was I expecting to Duryodhana and Dushala to have such a huge role. And in the end, they actually kind of made us feel for Duryodhana by the end of it. Now here's the thing. I think, I don't remember if I said this while playing the game, but I feel like obviously a lot of people who who are not Indian and has no idea about that much about Mahabharata, who haven't read Mahabharata or anything, if they experience this story first, they'll probably feel sympathy for Duryodhana. So it was a very interesting experience for me as an Indian, because and I'm pretty sure everyone have like experienced Mahabharata more for like Duryodhana was shown as the the antagonist, and if you read Mahabharata, you know what stuff he did. Like he did quite a lot of crazy stuff, and so most of the time we were like rooting, you could say, for the Pandavas and Bhima and their group. So while having that experience, it was very interesting for me to see Duryodhana like this, because I was confused. I didn't know what to feel about throughout the whole thing, the way they were showing Duryodhana, and so it was a very interesting experience for me, because I had a certain experience with Mahabharata, and then we see like the whole spotlight is here on Duryodhana, and we see how Duryodhana, like a lot of the things that he did, and I have to say, they didn't shy away from telling everyone what Duryodhana, like, because you can see like in FGO, like they literally showed what Duryodhana, and they explained to everyone like this is what he did. They didn't shy away. It wasn't that they FGO tried to hide everything that Duryodhana did and tried to put a better light on him. No, they explained everything till they were somehow able to make us sympathize with him. But yeah, by the end of it, I agree with everyone. Even though my whole experience with Mahabharata and what I think of Mahabharata is something different, my experience with FGO and this Duryodhana at least and this Bhima at least is like a complete opposite. in this story, at least, only for this story in FGO, I would say I was also, like a lot of people said, I was also sympathizing with Duryodhana quite a bit more, and you could say I was rooting for him. So at the end of the day, I think like a few people said that in the comments as well, that oh my god, I wasn't expecting that you were going to, like be able to sympathize with Duryodhana this one. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Like that was like the most like surprising part. Like, and they did a really good job with that. So yeah, I really like that. The whole Duryodhana Bhima dynamic was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so that, and then obviously like all the different masters were like, the combination of the masters were really good. Like we have had Lev and Prince of Lanling. We got to see a little bit more about Lev. We barely got to see that much about Lev before, because like we just saw him in Fuyuki a little bit, and a few other times we saw him, and he was, is gone. So seeing like a different side of him, and like people told me that he has like different personalities and everything and all that, in that other light novel. I forgot the name of the light novel. So it was interesting to see this part of him, you know with this whole thing. And then obviously Medusa and Sakura, right, like seen them together in Fate Stay Night. It's nice to see them here again, and obviously Sakura again kind of gets the short end of the stick. um and yeah, Medusa also, in a tragic way, she also, yeah, so that was sad. And then obviously, who else? Serejera, another mysterious character who at the end, I wasn't expecting that reveal at the end. I was like, bro, what? She's a staff member. But yeah, that was really really interesting, like, and Bhima, and the whole alter ego. Oh, I also really liked the whole alter ego explanation that they gave us, like how we understood the alter ego in a better way. This is what Ordeal Call is, understanding these extra classes. That is basically what it is. So I really liked how they showed us, like, because Rani tried to do something else with the alter ego, like mass produce them and do the whole thing. But we understood better. We understood better that this is not it. What alter ego is, that they are actually, we cannot like manually take them out and manufacture them like a factory. That won't work. Alter ego only works because they like separate from themselves, like their part of their alter ego separates on its own. It is like a result. The separating is a result of having a different part of them, not that, oh, you have a different part of a personality, let's extract that out. That is different. Like I said this before as well. What the Rani did was basically putting the cart before the horse. Our alter ego only makes sense if it is natural. But she tried to kind of do that whole thing. So yeah, like, so we understood alter egos better here. And and obviously Kama's role was also pretty quite good. I really enjoyed how Kama had her like, what do you call it, the personality where she wants to get pampered. That part of personality being like, came out over here. And Shion's part of her personality, like everyone was like an alter ego. So it was very interesting at the end when we realized like every single character, even Fujimaru, they kind of hinted, was an alter ego over there. Was very interesting. I really liked it. So yeah, overall it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Maybe not as much as the story obviously wasn't able to go as be as better as Lost But 6 and 7. But wait, another thing. This is not written by Nasu, right? Nasu wrote Lost But 6 and 7, right? That would make so much sense because Nasu's stories are on a different level. It is absolutely insane. Is there any Ordeal Call which Nasu wrote? Let me know. Because I'll then keep an extra attention to that. And it makes sense because I feel like I automatically will understand, because like Nasu's story and other story, like other stories are good. I'm not saying that other stories are bad, but whenever it's Nasu's story, there's like a huge jump in quality and a lot of like it's crazy. Like Lost But 6 and 7 is a big example. I'm pretty sure 6 and 7 both are like written by Nasu. 7 as well, I think. So let me know if there's any Ordeal Call that is written by. I think Ordeal Call 4 is written by Nasu, right? Is there any other Ordeal Call written by Nasu? Let me know. But yeah, like overall it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it as an Indian myself, and obviously, like I said, like Durga Kali was pretty good. I enjoyed that as well. They didn't really have that much of a, I guess you could say, screen time is a little bit, but you know, it's fine. Hopefully, they show them more in some events or something. I do hope. Right. Okay, so yeah, that was like my overall impression. So yeah, I didn't really talk much about the AMV. I just talked about my experience with the ordeal call. But yeah, I talked about the AMV. Like obviously, like you know, it was a really good AMV. I liked. Obviously, it was like done really professionally. They showed like the whole snippets and everything, and then they kind of rewound it back to the start. So you know, it's pretty interesting. Oh, I guess it's kind of interesting in that sense. I guess that's why they did that, because the whole ordeal call was going in a, like you know, it was kind of repeating itself, right? The whole Grail system, Grail war. Maybe that's why they did that thing. You see in the ending part of the of the MV, they went to a certain section and then they just rewound back everything. So I guess that's why they kind of did that type of style, because the whole system Grail war was like resetting itself. It was happening and then you know like then again it was just repeating it, and yeah, so right. So there you go. That was my reaction to the first AMV. This is called A Stain, the official AMV in of made by the FGO, you know, channel themselves. So yeah, I really liked it. I'll react to the other two later in the other two videos. So yeah, that was it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next FGO video. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.